Week 3. I'm sorry, week 3 just finished up um, a few seconds ago, and the Packers just got robbed. I mean, this was beyond ridiculous. Um, they should have won. The refs gave the Seahawks the game due to Golden Tate possessing the ball at the same time Jennings did. Now, with that said, with this week there were a lot of upsets. Let me start with Minnesota and San Francisco. Christian Ponder came out and just said, "Hey, San Francisco, I'm going to show you that I can play football and that I'm ready." Oakland and Pittsburgh. Oakland drove down the field and ultimately got the point with Janikowski, and that ended that one. The Broncos, that wasn't an upset. Broncos just couldn't do anything offensively or defensively, and Houston was just all over us. Never, Broncos had a 5-0 lead, and they never saw that lead again. Let me get back to this Monday night game that just finished up. These refs definitely got to learn, because that was no catch for Golden Tate. That was interception for Jennings all the way. Um, this uh, holdout that the refs have, they're still talking with the commissioner. The replacement refs are expected through next week, and these refs just gotta go. In my opinion, that's beyond strike three, and they're gone. I didn't do so well on the picks, so I hope nobody listened to me when I said pick these teams, because there are too many upsets for my liking this week, and it was not pretty at all. Uh, Let me get back on the topic of not the Monday night game, but the Sunday night game between the Patriots and Ravens. That ending field goal that supposedly went over the upright, they cannot review that. And this game is just now over. They had to come out and kick a field goal. They say coaches need to pay. If they come out and yell at these refs, the refs need to pay for every time they make a bad call. And they need to pay big time. This game was not cool. Now, with that said, give me a second to pull up NFL.com and figure out what's going on. That game is not pretty at all. And the Packers totally got ripped off. It's just not okay for these refs. Now I'm gonna try and make my picks a little better for this upcoming week. Hopefully there's not as many upsets. I know there's gonna be upsets in every week. Hopefully I do better and there's not that many. Time for me to pull it up here. Week 3 is officially over. The Seattle Seahawks got the most ridiculous win in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. So, also with the Monday night game, that Packers offensive line needs to protect Aaron Rodgers. He was sacked at least 8 or 9 times, and that's just not okay, and that's not how you win football games. Okay. So, week 4 starts 3 days. 3 days. And the Cleveland Browns travel to Baltimore, and Baltimore's going to win that game. It's not going to be a contest, really. Patriots going to beat the Bills. The 49ers are going to rebound against the Jets. Seahawks, unfortunately, are probably going to beat the Rams. Falcons, they're on a roll. They got their team figured out this year. They're going to go far. I'm going to take the Vikings just because with the Lions and overtime didn't make a smart call. Miscommunication, the Lions lost. So I think Minnesota is going to stay hot after beating the 49ers, and they're going to beat the Lions. The Chiefs, who beat New Orleans in overtime on a great, not great, but a good comeback with Jamal Charles. I think the Chargers will take that one. They got the Chiefs figured out. Houston, 3-0 Houston. Unfortunately, 3-0. They're going to beat Tennessee. They're slacking a little bit, and it's just not cool. I think Jacksonville over Cincinnati just because Cincinnati's going to make too many mistakes. And here's the rivalry game. The most hated team in the AFC West, the Oakland Raiders, travel to Denver. I'm not picking against my team, but I do have my doubts this week. We always struggle with Oakland recently. So Manning and our offense needs to figure out what's going on. Miller, Duberville, Bailey, Porter, and Mike Adams need to control the defense, and they need to get everything under control. Arizona is going to beat Miami. Washington, I don't really know. I haven't seen too much of them, but I think they will take the game against Tampa. Saints are going to fall to 0-4. They're not the same New Orleans team that beat Indianapolis in the Super Bowl a couple years back. Giants are going to beat the Eagles. Michael Vick cannot get out of his own way. He's struggling big time, and he's not going to figure it out anytime soon. In the Monday night game, Bears and Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are going to take that one just because the offensive line for Chicago cannot protect Cutler very long. And with the way Cutler's been talking about his teammates in these interviews, I don't think that Chicago's going to want to protect him very long, so I think the Cowboys are going to take that. Fantasy, with what Jamal Charles showed me, and Dexter McCluster is down with an injury. I don't know how serious. But if Jamal Charles is available in any fantasy league, I suggest you go pick him up off the wire. He is going to be a good running back in this upcoming week. I suggest that if you have the Saints defense or the if you have the Saints defense and you have the Dolphins defense, sit them, go look for better defenses. Seattle's defense, which was kind of Buckus, but get Seattle's defense. They sacked Rodgers 9 times tonight, and they made a lot of good stops. Now, there's a couple things that I want to say. More upsets now that I'm looking at these previous weeks now. Let's see. Upset Cincinnati over Washington. Washington had to lose a couple times. Cincinnati fought back. Jacksonville over Indianapolis. Jacksonville was trailing much the whole game, and they found a way back. The Jets and Dolphins, that went into overtime. Darrelle Revis, he tore his ACL. He is done for the year. That's going to leave a big hole in the Jets' defense. That team's going to pick apart. Like I said, with the Minnesota San Francisco, Christian Ponder came out and he played great, so I would personally pick Christian Ponder up off the wire. Seeing as the Vikings play Detroit, I think Detroit's defense isn't that great. I honestly thought New Orleans was going to beat Kansas City, but I was wrong. I went 5-11 in my picks against the experts on CBSPick'em.com. Play, it's not too late. Hopefully you do better than me this last week on 5-11. Oakland and Pittsburgh, I touched base on that one. Pittsburgh's defense just couldn't hold on. They allowed Oakland to travel downfield fairly easily and kick that game away. Baltimore, New England. I personally cannot stand the Patriots at all, but Bill Belichick is not a good guy. Tom Brady is overconfident, and he needs to just tone it down a little bit. There's going to be a lot of controversy about that kick that went over the upright. Play wasn't reviewable just because of the fact that the ball went like this over, and they can't review it. I think they should still review it since it is technically a scoring play. And this Monday, I don't even want to talk about this Monday night game. That was an interception all the way. I made my picks for this upcoming week: Baltimore, Patriots, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, Vikings, Chargers, Texans, Jaguars, Broncos, Cardinals, Redskins, Packers, Giants, Cowboys. There's my picks. Listen to me, don't listen to me. For everyone who's still watching, I know it's only my second episode, I promise there's going to be more to come. For everyone who's been watching, please continue. I really appreciate the views. I'm still waiting for people to leave their comments, and I can talk about the teams. Giving shout-outs. I don't really have anyone to give a shout-out to this week. No one requested one, but my friend James from high school. This one's for you. The Jets are going, unfortunately, lose this week, but the Jets they start Tebow. Give Tebow the chance that the Broncos game. He will take you. Depends on what kind of game it's having. There's the 6-game winning streak, followed by a 3-game loss. Still back into the playoffs, and that AFC West division is very tough with the Patriots. But the Jets, who have been to the next championship game back-to-back, unfortunately lost both. They know their defense. They need to get their offense. Darrelle Reeves needs to come back next year, and he needs to stay healthy. These injuries are killing him. Every injury you take at least 2 to 3 years off your playing time, because you're just not the same. With this Chris Cooper injury that he suffered against Kansas City with the Broncos. Broke his leg. He's able to come back. Training camp broke his forearm. There's 5 years off, and he's already in his 6th, I believe. Chris Cooper, keep it up. Don't break any more bones. Come back. The Denver offense needs you. Stay healthy. Shout out to James. Shout out to my friend Ryan. Shout out for the first 5 people leave comments. First 10 that leave your team in the comment line, I will talk about them. All in all, I think this is a better episode than episode 1. I was not prepared for episode 1. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. I'm gonna leave this by saying I'm not 100%, but I think I'm gonna have my first guest, which is gonna be my brother Eric. Probably get him in here. He needs to tell me a time that we can do this. It's gonna have to be on a weekend during the games. But my brother Eric might be my first guest. Sorry I cannot have his others. But this upcoming week, watch these football games. Leave me feedback. Please leave comments, like, subscribe, do whatever. Tell me all my follow-ups. I want to know so I can improve them. So, that being said, I think I'm going to call this one. And again, for everyone who's been watching, I appreciate it. I'm out of here.